Hello everyone, have a pleasant day. This is Srimati, Assistant Professor, Dr. Ambedkar Global Law Institute, Tirupati. Today we are going to see the qualifications and disqualifications of an auditor and the qualities of an auditor. Start with the qualifications of an auditor. So the audit of accounts of the joint stock companies are required to be compulsorily auditor under the Companies Act. So you know that. Okay, so this study of principles and procedures of auditing as applicable to a joint stock company is of great significance. So the provisions of Companies Act lay down the qualifications and disqualifications of a company auditors. Okay, and also the procedures regarding their appointments, removal, rights, duties, powers, remuneration, and the reappointment. Everything has been stated in that provisions of Companies Act itself. So the auditor, like a doctor or lawyer, is a professional person. Okay, he is duly qualified and he is offering his services as an expert in the general public. Okay, so in case of a company, this examination of its affairs by the auditor is practically the only safeguard available to the shareholders against the enterprise being remained an efficient manner. Okay. Now we come to know the importance of qualification of an auditor. Okay. So the qualification of an auditor of a limited company under section 226 subsection 1 and 2. Okay. Here the object of this provision as to qualification of an auditor is to ensure that only the persons of proven worth and standing under a discipline of a statutory body are appointed as auditors. So accordingly, these are certain provisions are there. First one is practicing chartered accountant under section 226 subsection 1. So a person shall be qualified for appointment as an auditor of a company if he is a chartered accountant within the meaning of Chartered Accountants Act of 1949. One is a partnership firm as auditor. Okay, even the partnership firm can be appointed as an auditor. Okay, in a joint stock company. Okay, so in case of a firm, if all partners are practicing in India, they are deemed to be qualified then for appointment as an auditor. Then it may be appointed by its firm name itself to be an auditor of a company. In such a case, any of its practicing partners can act in the name of a firm. Okay, but an individual partner, individual chartered accountant being a sole proprietor cannot be appointed in the name of a firm. Okay, and next one is certified auditor under section 226 subsection 2. So apart from the practicing chartered accountants, a person holding a certificate under registered auditors certificate part B states rule 1956 is also qualified to be appointed as an auditor of a company. Okay, so such a certified auditor are subject to the rules framed by this behalf by the central government. So they have to follow the rules and regulations which has been given by the central government, not by the chartered accountants rule. Okay, and then the next one is the disqualifications. So this is stated under section 226 subsection 3 of Companies Act. Okay, so the following persons can be appointed as an auditor, means they are disqualified. The first person is a body corporate. Okay, a body corporate cannot be appointed as a auditor. Okay, and then the body corporate is disqualified person. And then second one is if the person is already an officer or employee of the company, then he is disqualified to be appointed as an auditor of the company. Okay, and third one is if a person who is a partner or who is in the employment under an officer or employee of the company, then he is also disqualified to be act as an auditor of that particular company. And next one is a person who is indebted to the company for an amount exceeding rupees 1000, or who has given any guarantee or provided any security in relation with the indebtedness of any third person to the company for an amount exceeding 1000, then the person also treated to be a disqualified person. Okay, so here the person also shall not be qualified for appointment of an auditor if he is a virtue of above listed provisions. That is already I said 4 points, no, in that 4 points. And then appointment as an auditor or any other body corporate which is that company's subsidiary or holding company, or subsidiary of that company's holding company, or would be it's so disqualified if a body corporate were a company. Okay, this is under section 226 subsection 4. So this provisions of section 226 has stated is intended to ensure that the auditors are independent of companies they are appointed to auditor. So here if an auditor suppose after his appointment becomes subject to any one of these disqualifications specified above, okay, then he shall be deemed to have vacate his office as such. Okay, immediately he has to vacate his office. Okay, so in this connection section 8 of Chartered Accountants Act 1949 is also relevant, since the chartered accountant is subject to the disability stated in this section. Hope now you are able to understand what is the qualifications, disqualification and qualification of an auditor clearly. And then until the next class, it is bye from Srimati. Thank you.